Hello, and welcome. Hopefully we get some people joining us for our amazing F Talk today. We've got a fabulous lady joining us, Simon French, so I'll wait for her to join me live. But in the meantime, if you're just catching this live video, you don't know who the hell I am, my name's Gemma Stone. I'm the founder of the F Movement, which is all about empowering ambitious women to stop holding themselves back, believe in themselves and run unstoppable businesses. And that's what it's all about. We do have an amazing community, a free community of ambitious women all together. So if you're not there, it's called the F Movement. I'll pop a link below. Please come and join us. We'd love to have you there. You know, it's full of, it's where you can be inspired, empowered, and, you know, really supported by each other. It's a great place to be. And I'm always in there. I'm in there every day, giving you, you know, the motivation, the drive, the odd quote, things that are going to inspire you to keep going, because it's not easy, right? It's not easy. Hi, Simon. I'm so pleased you're here. So anyway, let's get on with the show. And Simon is here. So thank you, ladies. Give us some hearts and thumbs up and say hello if you're watching. If you're catching this on the replay, please say hello in the comments as well. I'd love to see who's watching us. Hi, Simon.
Hi, Gemma. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to talk to
you.
Really.
Me too. Me too.
So Simon, let's start off by you telling us a little bit about yourself, what you do and what you stand for.
Okay, so my name is Simon French. And basically, I am a cake coach. And a lot of people don't really know what that is. So what I do is I teach clients how to make cupcakes, and I also teach cake design. Now, I teach people who are complete beginners, who've never ever baked before in their lives, but I also teach clients who are professional bakers that maybe want to sort of just up level and get a real sort of professional look to their cakes. And I do a lot of this online, which is amazing. I don't have to do it from my home, but there's certain things that I teach from my home as well. And that's basically what I do. And I've been doing this for a while now, and I absolutely love it.
Amazing. What first got you into that then, into the kind of cake making industry?
So obviously when I had my little girl, you know what it is, it's like a mum thing, it's like a baking thing, you want to learn how to do it. And I started off, you know, trying to learn different cakes and stuff, and I realized I was quite good at it, so I started doing it more and more and more. And you know, I was making cakes and cupcakes for family and friends, and you know, I got to a point where I was getting quite good, and you know, then I started off I started my business up, but at that point I wasn't able to carry on because you know, personal reasons, and sort of went to a 9 to 5, and in between my 9 to 5 I was still doing bits and pieces of baking and stuff, and then I just realized that my passion was actually making cakes and cake design, and I knew that I had to do something with that and, you know, try and make that my business again. So that's exactly what I did. So I've been doing it for a while, I think about 7-8 years now.
Wow, that's incredible. It's an incredible story that you managed to ditch the 9 to 5 and do what you're truly passionate about.
Yeah.
What's the best thing about working for yourself then?
One of the best things, one of the perks is I'm obviously home with my little girl. So she's not so little anymore, but she's 11. You know what it's like, Gemma, when you've got children, they're sick, there's always something that's going on. And when I was in my 9 to 5, I just couldn't do anything. You know how guilty you feel when you're at work and your child's sick and you don't want to take the time off. You know, you've got all sorts of things. When they're young, they've got assemblies, they've got all sorts of things that you want to be there for. And that's one of the things that I love about being at home, because I work from home, and if my child is sick, or if, you know, I need to go to the school, the school's quite local, it's nice to be able to do that. But it's also nice to be able to work from home anyway. I never ever thought I'd be able to do a job like that. And obviously the job that I do involves baking, and it be in my kitchen, so I do it from home. I don't have a shop. And that's even better, because for me, I'm at home in my own environment. And on cold winter days like this, you're just home in the warm. It's lovely.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, you can, with me, the best thing about it is you can work when you want to work. And I know that sounds crazy, because I never ever thought that that would even be an option for me. But that's the best thing, you know. If you don't feel very well, then, you know, you don't have to work, or if you don't feel like working, you don't have to. So that's one, you know, there's just so many perks to working at home. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it really is. And having your own business, I guess that's one of my whys is freedom to choose, which is exactly what you've just described. You know, when you want to work, where you want to work, what you want to do. It's all those kind of amazing things. Oh, hi, Anne Louise, and so
Hi, Anne. Hi, Soma.
So talking about that, working for yourself, then what's the thing that can hold you back? Because with the F movement and what I'm all about is about honesty and, you know, and sharing these things with each other so that we can realize that we're not alone when we feel these things that can kind of hold us back. What would be your experiences of that?
So I'm kind of the same as you, Gemma. A lot of my videos and what I do in my business, I tell the truth. I'm very honest. And sometimes in whatever business that you're in, you know, self-doubt is one of the worst things that I've ever come across, and it's only come up more so now when I'm in my own business, and sometimes that stops me from moving forward. Now, when I first started my business, I wanted it to be slightly different. I wanted to do things differently to everybody else, and one of the things I wanted to do was live videos. Now, you know, Gemma, you do live videos yourself. I could not even think about doing that, but it was one of those things that I knew I had to push. I knew I had to do it, and I just didn't know if I could do it. And, you know, eventually I learned how to do it. But it's the self-belief and your you know, that little nagging voice at the back of your head that tells you can't do it, you can't do this. Who are you to do it? All those type of things. And some days you get, you know, when you're exhausted, you're tired, you know, that niggling voice comes up more and more. And that's what tends to stop me sometimes. But I have to really dig deep and try and get rid of those voices. And eventually I do. But it's just difficult sometimes. And I think a lot of people find that the same. You know, a lot of people have, we're all human. We have those voices that tell us we can't do this and we can't do that. But if you just try and shut them off and ignore them, then sometimes it's a lot easier to just say, shut up, I know what I'm doing. And, you know, but that's not always, it's not always hard. It's hard to do. It's not very easy, is it? But I would say that's one of the biggest things.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's one of the biggest things for everybody, including me and, you know, yourself.
Yeah.
You just described it. And I guess the big thing about it is self-awareness, knowing that little voice is talking to you, because sometimes it kind of creeps in under the radar, right? And you don't even know it's there, and it impacts on decisions you make. So, you know, that's incredible. I think that kind of self-awareness, the inner critic, because sometimes I call it, or little Miss Self-Doubt. You know, she does whisper in your ear, and it's about being able to recognize that when she's there. So good for you. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. So this is a great question, and I try and ask everybody this. What advice would you give your younger self?
My younger self, I would say believe in yourself. I would tell my younger self to believe in yourself, and also to have faith, and to listen to your gut. You know, that question's a really hard question, and, you know, I wish I had known about these things before, because, you know, when you first start off in a business, you just don't know, do you? You don't know what you're doing, and, you know, you have to have that self-belief, and you have to have faith, because if you don't have either of those things, you're never ever going to be able to lift off the ground. You're not just going to be frozen. So I would say, yes, that they would be the two main things. I would say have faith. Three things actually: have faith, listen to your gut, and you know, self-belief as well.
Brilliant. And that's it, isn't it? That kind of links to the self-doubt that we experience now, that's, you know, that we can recognize now for what it is, but when we're younger, maybe we didn't recognize what it was. And now we can look back and say, oh, if only you could have that self-belief. But it's great, isn't it? It's great to have that hindsight, because like you say, when you're a mother as well, you can use that with your own children.
Yeah, exactly. So. And it's funny, because you know what children are like, Gemma. When your children, they're so full of energy, and they look at me, mummy, look at me. They want to be looked at all the time. And as you get older, that kind of stops. And I don't know where it sort of stops. You know, you start getting older, and all these sort of self-doubt things come into your mind. But as children, we don't have that fear, do we? We're just like, look at me. And, you know, my daughter does it all the time. Mummy, look at me, look at what I'm doing. You know, and sometimes I look at her and think, wow, why can't I still be like that?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think as you get as you get older, that the thoughts do creep into your head again. But yeah.
It's almost like a big picture of everything that we experience and what people have said to us, and it's almost like planted in our heads sometimes, and we need to be able to find it and throw it out.
Exactly,
because
yeah.
otherwise we carry it with us.
Get rid of that, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. So, there's so many ladies on today.
Hi everybody.
Karen, awesome, Jane, brilliant. Thank you for joining us, ladies. So if there's, you know, there will be women watching this, Simon, who have maybe got an idea for a business or have just started out. They know that they're holding back. They can feel that they, you know, maybe at that point where they want to do lives, like you mentioned, or, you know, just put themselves out there, write, share blogs, make connections online, but are really holding back and kind of hiding away. But they've got this burning desire to work for themselves, to have this business that can make a difference to people's lives. What advice could you give them?
So I understand how terrifying it can be, because if you're not used to either public speaking, or if you're not used to, like a lot of people aren't, if you're not used to doing live videos, you know, it's one of the scariest things. So I understand just how that can be. I used to be quite a shy person, believe it or not. People sort of now say to me, oh my God, you know, when you do your lives, you don't seem nervous at all. Obviously, there's still a little bit of nerves there, but the more you do it, the easier it kind of gets. You know, when you're first starting out, it's there's not I'm glad we're having this conversation, because there's no one really telling you what to do or what to say or how to, you know, but I think if you want to be seen, and this is the thing in business, there's no point you shying away, because no one's going to see you. If you want to be seen, which, you know, everybody kind of does. If you're in a business, you want to be known, you want people to know who you are. And what I would say to people is just be yourself. Like, I am myself on my videos, and when people meet me, you've met me in real life, Gemma, I'm exactly the same. And I think that's how you should be. You should try and be yourself, because that is what will draw people to you. Live videos is one of those things that the first time you do it, you absolutely, you know, it's the worst thing ever. Exactly. And you're trying to push that button, and it's like you're doing this, aren't you, with your finger? I don't think it's you're doing this, and it's taking you like 10 minutes, and you're getting all in a fluster. But everybody goes through that. So it's one of those things, once you do it, the first time you do it, it's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And I think it's so important to do things like live videos, because once you get past that fear of doing a live video, you know, people actually, and people are really nice, they realize, because not a lot of people can do it. And when other people watch you and they think, oh my God, you know, she's doing a live video, it must be really hard. So they warm to you. So you shouldn't feel, oh my God, everyone's watching me, although you tend to feel like that sometimes. But I think, you know, if you want to succeed in your business, or you want people to see you, you have to try and get past that fear. And there's only one way of doing it, and that's just pressing the live button and just going live, and just be you, just be yourself. And if you mess up, you mess up. I mean, how many times have I messed up on a live, or, you know, exactly, or you stumble on your words, or you repeat yourself again and again, but so what? Who cares? You know, at least you're doing it. At least you've got the courage to do it. And, you know, no one can actually, you know, it's just one of those things. If you want to be seen, if you want to get your message out there, you have to break past that fear, and that is the only way. It really is. So I would just say to anybody, if you're, you know, at this moment, if you're thinking of going into business and you want to get yourself seen and you want to do live videos, just try it. You know, there's nothing, you know, just pretend no one's there. You know, you pretend you're talking to yourself. I've done that so many times, you know, and yeah, just sort of pretend that there's not people watching you. Just be yourself. And I think, you know, as I say, once you do it the one time, it will get easier and easier.
Definitely, it's so true, and it has for me, because just like you, Simon, I was absolutely scared shitless to do the videos, the live videos, and it took everything I had to do that, because I'm shy, I'm an introvert. People wouldn't believe that, but it's true. So I totally understand where you're coming from, and anyone who's watching this who wants to do the same. What's been a direct result of you doing that, Simon? You know, for your business, putting yourself out there, what have you got from you know, getting past that fear?
So obviously, like I said at the beginning, with my business, I'm a cake designer, or I'm actually a cake coach as well. But I wanted my business to be slightly different from everybody else's. And obviously, you know what it's like, Gemma, to be different. You have to do things differently. So with my live videos, I started to do more and more live videos, and a lot of people were starting to watch my videos because I was doing a lot of things like behind the scenes. So with my cakes, I was showing people, look, this is actually what happens behind the scenes, and no one really actually knows, you know, and I was showing people when things go wrong. So if my cake has kind of sunk in the middle, I'm like, look, this can go wrong, you know. I'm showing people because, you know, nobody, this is the thing, people don't like, I don't want to come across as being perfect. No one's perfect. Everyone has flaws. And I wanted people to see the real me. I wanted to inject a bit of my personality into my business as well. So when I did my live videos, I wanted people to see, you know, what happens behind the scenes, how long it takes for something to, you know, for this beautiful rose, you know, how long it will take to do that. And I think that's what I decided to do in my businesses, was to show people all the crap as well as the good, you know. And also sometimes when, you know, and with my business, I've not only I don't only talk about cake. Sometimes I talk about you know, how people feel on a day-to-day basis. Like, if, you know, sometimes I feel like shit, and sometimes I don't want to work, or sometimes I feel a little bit depressed, and, you know, so I actually show people that I'm quite vulnerable in my videos as well. And I think that's so important for people to see everything rather than beautiful pictures of your cakes every day, because they're not seeing the real you or the real me. So that's what I wanted to kind of inject in my videos, and that's why I like to come on. And every time I do a live video, icing a cake is quite scary anyway, but to do it live is the scariest thing I've ever done. But I do these things. Oh, Gemma, I do these things all the time, and I sit there and I think, why am I doing it? Why would I even do that? But it's just shown me how far I have come. I mean, there's not a lot of people that would ice a cake live because they're scared of what goes wrong. But whereas with me, if something goes wrong, oh well, I'm only human. So, you know, I think it's just one of those things that I wanted to do. I just wanted to be me, and I wanted people to see what was behind the scenes as well.
It's brilliant because you're creating that deeper connection with people because they're really on your side then. And if it all goes wrong, that's okay. And if it goes wrong for them, that's okay, you know. It's amazing. And I love that kind of honesty about it and that vulnerability, like you said. So well done to you for going for it. Doing racing on a live. That would terrify me.
Honestly, it's been... can you still see me? Oh, okay. I look frozen on my part. I can't. You look frozen as well.
You're okay. Oh yeah, you are freezing now. Don't know why. That's strange. Oh, what a shame. Hopefully you come back in a minute. But the last thing I wanted to ask you as well, so I hope you can still hear me, is what is your F word? What would sum you up? So if you can hear me and you do come back, I'm not sure what's going on. This is what happens, isn't it, ladies, when you use technology and Facebook Lives? But hey, there you go. Sima? Oh, I wanted to finish off speak. Oh, she's gone. She might come back on in a minute. Let's see if I can invite her back. Because I want her to tell you all where you can find her. I'm sure she'll be back in a minute. But I've got a really bright sun today. It wasn't that bright when I started, I'm sure, and the sun's come out, which is beautiful, right? Thank you for joining us, ladies. I'm hoping Sima joins again so she can come on and just finish off and tell you all where you can find out more about her and what she does. And catch some of those lives where she's icing cake live. Oh my God, she's so brave. And her F word, I guess, what sums her up. But it's been amazing talking to you, Sima, and I've got really strong sun in my face now, which is just brilliant. Oh, there she is. Let's see if I can get her back on. That'd be great. It's inviting her anyway, so let's see. I'm going to have to move out of the sunshine.
Hi there. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened there. This is what happens on Facebook Live, as you know.
Exactly, but we're both used to it, so that's good. And I've got really bright sun and no one can see my face, which is amazing. So I just wanted to ask you a couple more things, and that was what F word, as you know, the F movement is all about the different F words that we use to describe ourselves and what we stand for. What's your F word of the moment?
Mine at the moment, I would say, is fearless. And do you know what? I wouldn't have ever been able to say that before because I wasn't, you know, I used to shit myself and, you know, and that was just how I used to be. But now I think with doing these live videos and getting my confidence back, and really pushing my boundaries and doing stuff that I didn't think I'd ever be able to do is, you know, like you were saying about when we got cut off about icing the cake live, you know, that is something that people just don't want to do. So for me to be able to do that and have the risk of it going wrong is fearless. So
yeah, it is. You are a fearless lady, and I love it. And I love that word. It's one of my favourites. So where can people find out more about you, Saima, and what you do?
Okay, so I have a business page called Sugar Rush UK. And that is where everybody can find me. That's where I do all of my live videos. You know, I show everything on my page. People can see. So I'm a cake designer as well. So people often see a lot of my cakes that I put up. But also, obviously, I do the live videos as well. So it's not just for cake designers or people who are interested in cakes. Sometimes it's really nice because a lot of my friends are on there who are not really interested in cakes, but they like to see me come on because sometimes I just talk about anything, you know, like, or if I'm having a shit day, I'll talk about it. Or like I said before, you know, obviously we got cut off. I talk about a lot of different stuff on there. So it's not just for people who want to learn how to make cakes. It's for, you know, I like to inspire people, not only through cakes, but through confidence and all that kind of stuff, you know. So I think I try and do it for everybody, not just for people who like to know about cakes. But it's my page called Sugar Rush UK. So if anyone wants to get me, that's where I am. So if you want to follow me, then obviously all the lives that I do, you'll be notified with those as well.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Saima, for joining me today. It's been amazing learning about what you do and what you know, how you feel about business and the advice you've given to the people. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. It's been lovely talking to you, Gemma. And as I say, you know, this is just for me. I absolutely love what I do. I've been doing this a while now. It's been a tough journey. You know, it's not always easy starting your own business, giving up your 9 to 5 and starting on your own. It's not easy. And you have to have your ladyballs, like you always say, Gemma. But yeah, exactly. But, you know, it's one of those things. I faced my fear. I didn't think I'd be able to do it, and I'm doing it. And, you know, you don't know what happens further down the line. But at the moment, I'm really enjoying what I do. But thank you, Gemma. It's been lovely talking to you. And all the ladies watching as well. Hi, ladies.
I know. Thank you, ladies. It's been amazing. Thanks, Saima.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, the wonderful Saima. She's so amazing. I love what she does. And she didn't even mention, you know, she coaches online. So she teaches people online all over the world how to make amazing cakes. How cool is that? So go check her out at her page and follow her and check out some of those live videos. And thank you for joining us. And if you're catching this on the replay, please say hello in the comments below. This is going to be going on my YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed there, please do. And if you're not in the group, the F Movement, come and join us and connect with me over there. I'm in there every day. Thank you so much for joining us. And I will be speaking to you soon next week. Bye. Be fierce with your dreams, ladies. You've totally got this.